of her serial sidekicks. "Sorry," Ollie says, sucking in air through his towy white teeth. "Don't worry, no rush," Frankie smiles. "I'm just enjoying my front row seat to Ted Sheeran over here." Ollie glances at the pianist, grimaces behind his hand, and then grins. Apart from wasting some of Frankie's precious last minutes to perform a simple task like choosing a wine from a list of just 5, there's nothing wrong with Ollie Sarpong. Yet. But Frankie is only 10 minutes into this first date. She has plenty of time to assemble a grazing board of his floors by the time this actual grazing board between them is down to its last fig. The waitress plonked the charcuterie in front of them the second they sat down, telling them it was on the house with a fleeting smile that vanished the moment she swiveled on her heels. Frankie, forever the cynic, is certain it was sent back by another table. Ollie, with his air of sweet innocence, looked chuffed. "You go first, Frankie," Ollie says, catching her glance briefly with kind pistachio-coloured eyes. Frankie's pleasantly surprised he's remembered her name. Her last date called her Abby for half the night, until she plucked up the courage after her third wine to correct him. Despite the correction, he'd continued. "Pint of the pale ale, please," Frankie says swiftly, looking up at the waitress. She's returned and is tapping her notepad impatiently. Frankie looks back at Ollie to see his response. "Pinot Noir for me, please," Ollie says, smiling at the waitress as he hands the wine list back. Frankie always starts a first date with a pint. She doesn't particularly like it, but ordering a pint is a test, a fast way to figure out if she's on a date with a sexist pig. The tiniest tremor of an eyebrow, and it's game over. But Ollie Sarpong didn't flinch. Nor does Ollie flinch after the waitress puts their drinks on the table and Frankie abruptly announces that she's been single for 6 years, not that he'd asked. She braces herself for the cookie-cutter response, eyes like dinner plates, then a quick glimpse up and down as he hunts for hairy palms, a tail thrashing under her shirt, or a nickelback neck tattoo. But instead, Ollie lifts his glass and loudly proclaims, "Here's to never settling for just anyone." Well, that was refreshing. Frankie suspects that Ollie doesn't flinch at much. He's calm, very calm, too calm. His sweet innocence could be an act, Frankie thinks, catching a glimpse of silky skin between the buttons of his starched white shirt. Then she wonders if Ollie would even flinch if she grabbed the camembert wheel from the centre of the grazing board and crammed the whole thing into her mouth like a piece of wedding cake. She'd missed lunch today. She does every Thursday. It's deadline day for To Be Frankie, her horribly candid celebrity gossip column at The Leak, a tabloid that claims to expose the truth when all they do is twist it. Today was tricky. Frankie couldn't crack a headline about pop star Anna, who is being outrageously normal by eating lunch at a London cafe, which happened to be in her ex's neighbourhood. But Anna eats a 3-bean salad and sips water wouldn't smash those click targets. So Frankie opted for Caught Red-Handed, Anna begs for ex's attention in scarlet nail polish. Frankie's been at The Leak for 13 years. 10 years longer than she wanted, but she's nestled in now. Her column is like a big bum dent on a cosy old sofa. Creating a bum dent on a new sofa would take too long, and change isn't her strength. Change takes effort, and Frankie's been scoring an F in that subject for most of her life. So far, it's been a long, safe cruise in the left lane, letting others overtake her. But she's fine with that. Live fast, die young? Not for her. Live slow, die old is her life motto. Little does she know. 1 hour, 22 minutes left to live. Frankie sips her pint and nods at something Ollie's explaining about his job, or childhood, or day. She isn't really listening. She's too distracted by her hunger pangs, and it's not like this date will go anywhere. Frankie will find a way to fuck it up. Driving men away is what she's best at these days. Frankie stares at the bowl of cashew nuts in front of Ollie and reaches across the board. Oh, for Christ.